Welcome back. The 30th African Union Summit kicked off in Addis Ababa on Sunday with calls for a continental free trade area and a focus on reforming the organization. And leaders also signaled the urgency to combat militant attacks that have become a major threat to peace, security and development. The two-day summit, entitled Winning the Fight Against Corruption, a Sustainable Path to Africa's Transformation, ends today.
Today, we will launch the single African air transport market. This is a major step forward for transportation. We are nearly ready to adopt the Continental Free Trade Area. It really needs to be done this year.
The G5 Sahel joint force will tackle terrorism, instability, human trafficking and drug smuggling in its troubled region. And the multinational joint task force against Boko Haram is also tackling terrorism in the Lake Chad Basin. But these operations need the support of the entire international community.
The Nigerian government is investigating over 200 whistleblowing tips on tax officials and taxpayers for under-declaration of taxes, as well as demand and receipt of gratification by tax officials. The move, which has led to the suspension of 2 senior tax officials, contradicts the strategies of the Revenue Collection Agency. The chairman of the agency, Mr. Tunde Fowler, at a retreat with his staffers some weeks back, had explained how staff welfare is prioritized.
Prices are going up. Some people predict it to go to $70 per barrel, but we're saying that even if it goes to $100 per barrel, it will not change our reform agenda and our focus on taxes to finance current and future budgets. By putting our hands together in contribution to our set goal, I'm confident that we will surpass our past results and will be well on our way to the future that we hope to achieve, which is financing budgets through taxation. There cannot be any serious discussion on diversification of the economy without reviewing the country's tax regime for optimum performance. Between the resource persons who have invited, our own staff, stakeholders, we hope to draw from a wide spectrum of perspectives on how best to move forward from here. If the way forward requires a review of existing legal frameworks or legislative reforms, there is no doubt in my mind that we have willing and able partners in the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as the support of the FIR's board and our colleagues at the Joint Tax Board to bring this about. This retreat will provide a summary and detailed information on operations and strategy that affect our expenditure and revenue profile as a revenue agency of government. It is commonly highlighted that we derive 4% of non-oil revenue to run our operations. And with our increased efficiency in our collection process, we have been able to increase oil revenue within the 4% made available from non-oil revenue. On page 9, we have put up a slide to show you the last 3 years of operations, between 2015, 16, and 17. We looked at total collections of 3.7 trillion in 2015, 3.3 in 2016, and 4 trillion in 2017. We looked at the contribution of oil revenue, which I had highlighted earlier on. The growth from a high of 1.28 in 2015 to 1.5 trillion in 2017 was due to some arrears that we were also able to collect. The main area of focus is on our non-oil, which topped at 2.5 trillion in 2017. We looked at our cost of collection, and the last column shows the effect of efficient tax collection at lower pricing. We now looked at the total revenue collected over the total amount of expenditure. And we have systematically reduced the cost from 2.62 down to 2.49, showing that even with higher revenues generated, our expenditure has also decreased. We believe that as we continue to deploy technology without asking any staff to resign or without cutting down our staff workforce, that the cost of collection will continue to go down. Finally, in line with the FIR's policy of ensuring a healthy workforce, we provide regular medical checkups and care to our staff, but we don't stop there. At every major FIRS event, like you can witness today, we invite health experts to speak to our staff on the need and requirements for healthy living. At this retreat, we have a segment that features medical advice and suggestions on a healthy lifestyle. And I urge all our guests and those participating in this retreat, best of it. These services come free.
And Japanese car maker Toyota's South African unit has recalled more than 700,000 vehicles because of an issue with safety bags used in the cars. The recall cuts across 10 models, including Lexus. This is part of an ongoing global campaign initiated by car manufacturers related to defective Takata safety bags. In the meantime, PSA Group plans to start exporting cars to Tunisia and Morocco from its European plants. France's PSA agreed in March to buy Opel from General Motors in a deal valuing the business at 2.2 billion euros. The move was aimed at helping the group to challenge European market leaders Volkswagen. PSA has given Opel until 2020 to return to profit as part of a recovery plan aimed at shifting the brand's model lineup onto PSA's production platforms. And finally, a $1.4 billion lawsuit against Canada's First Quantum Minerals in Zambia will go ahead as a court dismisses the company's bid to stop the case. State-owned ZCCMIH launched action in October 2016 to sue First Quantum for $1.4 billion over claims that a Canadian company borrowed $2.3 billion from its Zambian copper mining subsidiary, Kansashi Mining PLC, without informing ZCCMIH, a minority shareholder. First Quantum asked the court in February last year to dismiss the lawsuit of ZCCMIH, which holds minority stakes in most of the country's copper mines. First Quantum argued, among other things, in court papers that ZCCMIH had taken the action without the approval of the company's board, which was dissolved when proceedings began. However, High Court Judge Winnie Mandia said in a ruling that the case would go ahead. And that's it on the program for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimezie Obi Uwago.